Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo have been making headlines recently for their interactions during the promotions of the new Wicked Part 2. If you've been following the press events, interviews, and red carpet appearances, you may have noticed some unusual patterns in their behavior. This is not something that started recently. It was first seen during the promotions of the first part of Wicked. However, with part 2 being released, it seems like the same patterns have resurfaced and many people are noticing them again. The behavior they show isn't just a simple friendship or professional respect. It looks very specific and, at times, even a little odd to the audience. One of the first moments that caught attention was during an interview where Cynthia Erivo adjusted Ariana's necklace. Now, in normal circumstances, fixing someone's necklace is completely harmless. But in this situation, it felt strange because the necklace did not seem out of place at all. Cynthia noticed it and started adjusting it right in the middle of a conversation. Ariana, on the other hand, reacted in a way that suggested something was wrong, even though nothing seemed off. The odd part is that this moment happened on camera. They had already been together on the red carpet earlier, but Cynthia didn't adjust it then. This raises a question. Why wait for the cameras? Why make this adjustment in front of everyone? It's these kind of small actions repeated over time that make their behavior look unusual and at times scripted for attention. Another example happened during an interview where the host mentioned it was their first time speaking to certain celebrities. Ariana stepped forward to say something, but Cynthia also stepped forward at the same time. Both tried to talk at the same moment, and Cynthia's words were almost lost in the process. It seemed like they were trying to show that they were in sync, but clearly they were not. Moments like this can happen naturally, but seeing them repeat frequently makes it seem like it's intentional or rehearsed. Over the past year, viewers have noticed that their personalities on camera have shifted dramatically. Cynthia, who used to be calm, confident, and straightforward, now appears overly sweet and sometimes overly concerned. Ariana, who was independent and confident in previous interviews, now often comes across as fragile and dependent on Cynthia. This shift is significant because it didn't happen gradually over a long period of time. It seems to have occurred quickly, starting from the promotions in December 2024. When comparing their older interviews to their recent ones, the change is very noticeable. Cynthia used to engage with interviewers confidently, speak clearly, and maintain a natural composure. Ariana also displayed strength, confidence, and a sense of independence. Now, both of them act differently, with Ariana appearing more emotional and sensitive, and Cynthia being protective almost constantly. This sudden shift makes fans question whether this behavior is genuine or if it is part of a deliberate strategy, perhaps for attention or promotion. An example of this protective behavior can be seen during a red carpet event where a fan suddenly rushed towards Ariana to give her a hug. Cynthia quickly intervened to protect Ariana, which is completely understandable. Protectiveness in this situation is natural, but there are other moments where their reactions seem exaggerated. During a conference, a producer lightly shook Ariana's hand. Cynthia's reaction was extreme, acting as if Ariana had been hurt. Then both of them focused on each other instead of the person speaking. This type of reaction, repeated over multiple events, starts to appear unnecessary and draws attention for the wrong reasons. One of the most interesting aspects of their interactions is the kind of dependency they show. For instance, when Cynthia lost her voice and could not attend an interview, Ariana refused to go as well. She explained that she didn't want to attend without Cynthia, claiming it was a show of support. This behavior seems concerning from a professional standpoint because typically, if one cast member is unavailable due to health reasons, the others would continue their responsibilities. Ariana's refusal to participate without Cynthia raises questions about whether their dependency on each other is healthy or professional. It also highlights a growing pattern where their personal attachment begins to interfere with their professional obligations. The pattern also appears in moments where the attention and affection between them seem exaggerated. There was an incident when Cynthia kissed Ariana's hand because she thought it was hurt, even though there was no visible problem. This kind of behavior, while seemingly caring, comes across as excessive when repeated in almost every interaction. Fans have started noticing and making memes about it, describing the press tour as strange or unusual. It is these small, repeated actions that create a pattern and lead to widespread discussion on social media. People are unsure whether this is genuine friendship, a promotional tactic, or something more concerning. Looking back at Cynthia's past interviews with her partner Lena, there's a clear difference. She used to be confident, composed, and articulate. Her interactions with Lena were natural, relaxed, and pleasant, without any exaggerated gestures or dependency. Ariana, too, used to handle interviews well and speak freely, even when the questions were controversial or challenging. The sudden shift in their behavior during the Wicked promotions suggests that something significant has changed. It could be their relationship dynamics, a strategy to gain media attention, or a mix of both. Fans have speculated about the reasons, and it has created a lot of discussion online. Some people even joke that there are three possible explanations for this behavior. The first is that Cynthia has brainwashed Ariana. The second is that Ariana has brainwashed Cynthia. And the third is that it is a well-planned PR strategy designed to keep the audience talking about the movie. While these ideas are extreme, they reflect how unusual and attention-grabbing the interactions have become. The matching tattoos, constant presence at interviews, and affectionate gestures contribute to this speculation. Another point that stands out is how Ariana's behavior seems to change depending on Cynthia's presence. When Cynthia is around, Ariana often acts more childlike, sensitive, or overly dependent. This is a drastic change from her usual confident and independent persona. Some viewers feel that this shift is unhealthy or unnatural. Others believe it might be a marketing tactic to make their interactions viral, generate media buzz, and create conversations that keep the film in the public eye. Either way, it is noticeable that Ariana's personality changes significantly when Cynthia is nearby. The public reaction has been very vocal. On social media, people have commented about the press tour, calling it the weirdest press tour or saying that this type of friendship might eventually become toxic. Some fans have even suggested that if Cynthia's partner Lena were observing these interactions, she might feel uncomfortable or question the level of affection shown towards Ariana. While many fans enjoy seeing strong friendships on screen and behind the scenes, this particular dynamic seems to have crossed the line for some viewers. It is also worth mentioning how fans compare the before and after appearances and interviews. Previously, both Ariana and Cynthia displayed professionalism, natural confidence, and appropriate social behavior. Now it seems as though their interactions are carefully choreographed, overly sweet, and at times exaggerated. From adjusting accessories to synchronized speech attempts to protective gestures, every small action is being noticed and analyzed. The level of attention these interactions are receiving suggests that the change is significant and not just a coincidence. One thing that makes these observations more interesting is the timing. Many of these behaviors started around the 2024 promotions and continued into 2025 with the new part of Wicked. This continuous pattern shows consistency in behavior rather than occasional oddities. It's almost as if the press tour has become a stage where Ariana and Cynthia perform not just for the audience, but also for each other. The intensity of their interactions, combined with the sudden personality changes, keeps fans engaged and guessing. It is also important to note that not all their behavior is concerning. Some gestures, like protecting each other during crowded events, are completely normal and expected. They have a right to care for one another, especially in public settings where fans might rush towards them or when health issues arise. The issue arises when these caring gestures become repetitive, exaggerated, or seem unnecessary, making viewers question whether the behavior is natural or for show. Ariana's emotional reactions during the press tours have also evolved. She often seems overly nervous when Cynthia's not around and overly happy when she is. Some viewers find this distrusting and wonder why she's dependent on Cynthia's presence. Others believe it's a natural reaction to the stress of being in the public eye. Last year, she cried in almost every interview, which drew a lot of attention. People questioned whether she was genuinely emotional or using tears as part of a promotional strategy. Over time, she stopped crying, indicating that she may have recognized how her behavior was being perceived and adapted accordingly. This adaptation shows that some of the changes in behavior might be intentional, either as a response to public reaction or as part of a strategic approach to promotion. Fans also notice that Cynthia's behavior changes depending on who she is with. When she is with Ariana, she is extremely affectionate, overly concerned, and protective. But when she is with her partner Lena, she appears more natural, calm, and confident. This contrast adds another layer to the discussion, as viewers are curious about why the behavior is so different in different settings. Some speculate that it is purely professional and promotional, while others feel it may reflect deeper dynamics in their personal relationships. Throughout the press tour, it is evident that both Ariana and Cynthia are highly aware of the cameras and the audience. Their gestures, speech patterns, and interactions seem tailored for public consumption. From synchronized movements to exaggerated displays of care, the behavior is highly visible and noticeable. Fans online have created memes, discussed their gestures, and shared clips, keeping the buzz alive. It is clear that their interactions are having the desired effect of drawing attention, whether intentional or not. One of the most debated points among fans is the dependency Ariana shows. Refusing to attend events without Cynthia raises questions about professionalism. In the entertainment industry, while friendships and support are important, there was usually a level of responsibility to fulfill commitments regardless of personal relationships. Ariana's behavior suggests that her bond with Cynthia goes beyond friendship, at least in the public eye. Whether this is a positive or negative aspect is up for debate. But it is undeniable that it attracts attention and curiosity. Similarly, Cynthia's protectiveness has multiple dimensions. On one hand, it shows care and attention, which are admirable qualities. On the other hand, when the protectiveness is constant and excessive, it can appear unnatural. Fans often point out that some moments, like kissing Ariana's hand or overreacting to minor interactions, are repeated across events. This repetition highlights a clear pattern that has become a talking point in online communities. The combination of these behaviors, Ariana's dependency, Cynthia's protectiveness, synchronized speech attempts, and exaggerated gestures, creates a very unique dynamic. It is not common to see such patterns in professional press tours. The public and fans are drawn to this unusual behavior, sparking discussions, memes, and debates online. Some see it as a marketing strategy, others as genuine friendship, and some as unhealthy dependency. Regardless of the interpretation, it has captured the audience's attention. As we continue to watch the press tours, red carpet events, and interviews, it is clear that Ariana and Cynthia's interactions are a focal point. Fans will continue to observe, analyze, and discuss every small gesture, comment, and reaction. Whether this behavior will continue beyond awards season is yet to be seen. But for now, it remains a significant talking point among audiences. Their behavior raises questions about friendship, professionalism, media strategy, and the impact of repeated public interactions. To sum up, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's interactions during the Wicked Part 2 promotions are unusual and highly noticeable. The patterns we see, dependency, protectiveness, exaggerated gestures, and synchronized behaviors are unlike what we saw in previous years. While some actions are natural and caring, others are repeated so often that they draw attention for being odd. Fans are curious, engaged, and sometimes concerned about what these interactions really mean. Whether it's a genuine friendship, a marketing tactic, or a combination of both, it is clear that the dynamic between Ariana and Cynthia is fascinating and worth watching. Ultimately, their interactions give us a lot to discuss. The repeated gestures, changes in personality, and public displays of care creates a mix of admiration, curiosity, and concern among viewers. Watching these interviews allows us to compare past and present behavior, analyze the patterns, and consider the reasons behind such dynamics. As Wicked Part 2 continues its promotion, these interactions will likely remain a key focus, generating conversation and engagement across social media. In the end, what makes these moments so compelling is not just the actions themselves, but the questions they raise. Why do Ariana and Cynthia act this way on camera? Is it for show, for attention, or a reflection of their real personalities? The mixture of professional obligations, personal dynamics, and public scrutiny creates a complex scenario that fans are eager to analyze. Observing their press tour provides a glimpse into the subtle ways personalities can shift under public attention and how relationships manifest differently when constantly observed. As more interviews, clips, and events are released, the audience will continue to analyze every gesture, every word, and every interaction. The fascination with Ariana and Cynthia's dynamic lies not only in the behavior itself, but in the mystery surrounding it. Fans will keep sharing opinions, making memes, and debating whether this is genuine, promotional, or a mix of both. The press tour, in this sense, has become a stage for more than just promoting the movie. It has become a window into a complex and intriguing relationship that captures attention worldwide. And that's why Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's interactions are such a hot topic. The combination of dependency, protectiveness, unusual gestures, and changes in personality creates a pattern that keeps people talking. While some may enjoy seeing affectionate friendships, others may question the motives and authenticity. Regardless, their dynamic remains captivating, and the discussions around it are far from over. Watching them carefully, comparing past and present behavior, and observing reactions will continue to provide insights into the unique relationship between these two stars.